One more thing I'd like to ask you, since you're a business student, do you feel that if in politics, if we include more young people who treats politics as a startup or like from their entrepreneurial mindset, will it be better for the betterment of the country?
If we talk about youth, so maybe on some cases yes, or maybe on some cases no, because as you see youth, so like if when they go into the politics, first this is power, because when you go into the politics, when you join any kind of political party, the first thing is the power. And they, most of the, like the youths I have seen, like 90% of the youths, they only misuse their power, but 10% remaining, they obviously do very good to like the development of India.
Welcome to the fourth episode of Beyond the Books, a podcast where we uncover the most wonderful stories hidden in a backpack. Hi, I am Veer, and today we sit down with a business student at Alliance University. He's somebody who comes from a political family, and there is nobody better than him who can tell us the world of powers and profits are not much different. Am I right, Aman?
Correct, yes. Thank you for having me, Veer, and let's get started this conversation.
Before we get any deeper into the conversation, Aman, I'd like to ask you one thing. How does dinner table looks at your place? Like, is it like completely economic policies and all of that, or are you like sharing GST memes among your friends and family only?
No, actually, it's not like that, but we do talk about the bills and the GST thing. It's not common like the usual table, but most of the time, like we always talk, like not always, but most of the time we talk about the GST and the like most recent bills and all. Mostly it's the politic thing.
Or is it a serious conversation or like completely fun
No,
conversation?
I usually sit quiet on the table. I eat my food and that's it. But the elder of my house, they talk about the GST and serious conversation they had, that what they have to do next after the this bill, that bill. That's it. So,
Okay, so as per the conversation we are having off the camera, I feel coming from a political family does change a lot of things in your life. Am I right?
yes, it does.
So I'd like to know your perspective, like how it changes your life. How is it like to grow up in a political family?
Uh, Actually, I would say that growing in a political family, it's quite a different thing. You have to prepare for a lot of things. For example, I personally don't like politics very much, truly speaking, genuinely, because I've seen a lot of things back then, right now as well. So I am more into this studies thing and all. And trust me, when you choose politics, you have to choose that only. But you are cut off from all of the things, other things. Growing in such kind of family does give me a lot of positive, and it does give me a lot of negative things as well. So it's not easy to grow up in a family like that.
Since you mentioned about positives and the negatives, can you put some light on it? What do you mean by positives and negatives?
Sure, like being a political family, the most positive thing is that everybody will be fear of you. Like they would be scared of you, right? They would be in fear. That's the thing. But that's not the very good thing if you dig light more profoundly in this thing. So I don't think so. That's a very good thing. And that's the only negative thing of that thing. That's the irony. Obviously, people are scared of you, but that's the negative as well, because if you see, for example, you go out somewhere, people will see you differently. They say that yes, he's the son of that personality, he's a grandson of that personality, which sometimes taunts you maybe, or which sometimes gives you some kind of, yeah, that positive attitude, yeah, that I am the son of that personality, or that he's my father or she's my mother, this that. But I don't think so. It's very good.
Okay, so do you believe that there are certain families who come from the similar background? They have certain arrogance in their life?
Yeah, most of them have. They have arrogance because the post they have, the power they hold, they have the arrogance. And most of the political kids I've been with, they show a lot of arrogance. Not to me, but to the normal people. For example, if someone is really like mediocre Indian middle class man, they show arrogance to them, and a lot of people who does not match their power.
Also, I'd like to ask you one thing. Do you feel that political influence that you had in your past life, it helps in your classrooms?
Yeah, it does. That's the positive thing. because I was the CR of my class in my first SAM. So my birth growth, it was taken as the political background. As you know, all of the thing was political. So it does help me every time now as well. And back then when I was the CR, it did help me in my taking decisions. And when I used to lead the team as a CR, when I used to lead the class, it did help me there as well. Like, because I have seen how my grandfather takes the decision, how my father takes the decision, all of these things.
But don't you think it's kind of fun as well that people treat you in a different way?
It is it is fun, but I don't think so. What did I say? Like, when you go deeply in that thing, it is not a fun anymore, because when people see you differently, I don't know, when you, for example, you come from political background, okay, so you did nothing to anyone, but sometimes people see you that, yeah, he's the son of that personality, so he is also bad. So people see you sometimes bad as well, because you come from that background. Doesn't mean that you are bad, but still people see you bad. So that's
So
not
you
the fun.
mean just because of your background, people conceive you
Yeah,
differently,
most of the people conceive
even without knowing you?
even without knowing.
But there must be some pros as well, no? Like people treat you differently, you get things easily in your life.
Yeah, that's true. For example, when I applied for my passport, it's just an example. So it get done very quickly, because obviously the source and all. But on the other hand, the main negative thing, the main drawback of this thing, which I personally felt and I always feel, that the perspective of the general people. See, for example, when you go somewhere, as a political child, when you go somewhere, like I am 20 right now. So when I go somewhere, not here but back in my hometown or wherever, where people know me. So when I go there, people see me, okay, you are the son of that. I don't want that kind of introduction, that I am the son of that. I want that, yes, I'm a good man, great man, which you cannot be when you belong to such kind of family.
So it's kind of a burden for you.
It is, definitely, you got it.
Coming to your studies, Aman, what are you pursuing here?
Currently, I'm pursuing BBA honors, and this is my first year going on.
All right. So do you think in that business studies, your political influences also helps you to understand few of the things?
Yeah, it does. It does help me in a lot of things. For example, taking decision. Like in management, we study how to take the decision, how to be a good manager, and all of these things, etc., etc. This is the best thing about politics. I like, obviously, very good positive, that you know what you have to do. For example, you have seen a lot of decisions. For example, my grandfather used to sit in a parliament, right? So he taught me well that how you have to take a decision, so that I listen and pursue that thing. So I know how to take decision. For example, when I used to take any kind of decision with my grandfather, so it did impact on me. And now when I take decisions, it obviously helps me a lot. When I lead a team, that time as well, it helps me a lot.
Okay. So Aman, how's life now? Like apart from your political background, how's life in terms of education and academics?
It's going great. Trust me, it's going very fluent, because there is no political barrier for me. So it's going great.
Do you feel free now?
Yeah, 100%. Because, but I do take things from politics. For example, when I talk to my family, when I go visit my house, sometimes I have to suffer some kind of things, but it's free because I'm living far now. So I don't have to be very much inside that.
Since you're somebody who juggles both the aspects, as in politics as well and studies as well, can you share about your experiences? Like what all differences you feel and what all similarities you feel in both the aspects?
Yeah, like the main similarity is this: the same decision taking. When you come from such political background, political family, you, if you are really sincere and if you have the keenness of learning something, so you obviously have the obviously have the very good decision power. For example, because you know, like the Indian politicians, they, like the good politicians, they have very good power of taking decisions. Like if they have to pass the bill or any kind of, they need the majority in parliament or anywhere, they have that influence power, aura, which we say. So that you can learn about from the politics, which I have learned, especially how to like convince people, how to do kind of marketing thing in this business, we say. So for example, a lot of teachers and my classmates say that I am very good at marketing. That's I took from this political thing only, because I know how to convince people majority, and how to what kind of aura I have to show to them so that they would be convinced. This I like personally speaking. This I learned about from the politics. That's a very good thing, because I have seen how my grandfather and my family members took decision political things. So that's I like that's the thing, and that's I wanted always wanted to pursue that thing in my life, that decision power. So that's the main thing.
Okay, so I know that you are personally very interested in law.
Yeah.
So what has been your transition? What has been your journey in your life, coming from a science background, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong?
correct.
Then wanted to pursue law, but currently pursuing business. So can you put some light on that journey of yours?
Sure. Like after 10th like board, I took biology as my major. So I'm like from bio background. I was very interested in medical thing and all of these things. I wrote NEET as well, NEET examination. In my 12th standard, I didn't get through it, and then I took the drop for this NEET. So, like for a whole year, I took the drop. After 6 months, I don't know, like I was reading some kind of articles regarding the law. Like that time I don't remember exactly, but some of the law officer was into the fight with some kind of police officer. So that I wrote, and I got to know about the power of a lawyer and an advocate as well. So that's how I started get into this law profession. So after 6 months, what did I think? I thought that that was not the correct thinking of mine. I now think that. So I thought that I can, on the other hand, like side by side, I can study for CLAT as well, like law, basic law, and this need as well. So I could have gone into the either examination, and I could have gone into the like either NLU or this government college for MBBS, because from CLAT you can get NLUs, right? So that's what I thought. And then simultaneously I started studying for CLAT as well. So this law. So I studied law, like the basic syllabus, IPCs, CRPCs, these all laws. I studied constitution as well, basic thing. So after 6 months, when I wrote CLAT mock exam, I got to know that no, these exams need completely itself training. I cannot pursue this exam because I am not a superhuman. So I cannot pursue this examination 100% like without taking a NEET into on the other hand. So that's how like I failed to write CLAT, but still I've studied law. So when I connect this law with my political things, so the dark secret of this politics is that it clashes with law.
Okay.
How? Because when you see, for example, you are under arrest, okay, so and you come from very high background political party, or your family member, any of your family member who is very close to you is XYZ MLA or MP. So, and you are under arrest with legal charges, you will be out of the jail or out of the prosecution like this. That's how I like that's how I have seen this thing, and I suffered this thing as well. No, I have never been into any kind of charges, but still I have seen this thing with my friends and all of other people. So that's how the law clashes with the politics. So I thought that this is not right. On the other hand, if a normal person who is just a normal like citizen of India, if he has to go through with all of the prosecutions and all, then
It's a long process.
yeah, then this one, the political parties should, or like the members should also have the ones through this kind of
Yeah, it
things.
should be same for
Yeah,
everybody.
but it does not. So that's how I started hating the politics thing, because I have interest still now as well. I have interest in law. So I got to know that back to my story. I got to know that I cannot do law. And one most important thing, my family members are always against this law. Always, they never wanted me to pursue law, because the same reason I told you.
Politics versus law.
And one more thing, in India, I personally believe this is my opinion. I personally believe in India, if you are not from NLU, like obviously national law universities, then most of the families won't agree you to pursue law from any other college. Either it's any college, like more reputed, very much reputed, doesn't matter, because NLUs are NLUs, right? They have the name. For example, AIMS Delhi has the topmost name in medical, so it's a different thing. So I don't think so. So that's why my grandfather told me that you are not allowed to pursue law because you haven't given the examination, and you you hid this thing from us, that you are preparing for CLAT. And that's how they told me that you go into the BBA, get knowledge about business, and maybe if you want, then after a lot of fights, this is not that easy, I'm saying. So if we see that you are capable of that thing, so you can pursue law after this BBA thing, or either you can take over the family business after having this knowledge of management.
Well, that's great, Aman. One more thing I'd like to ask you, since you're a business student, do you feel that if in politics, if we include more young people who treats politics as a startup or like from their entrepreneurial mindset, will it be better for the betterment of the country?
If we talk about youth, so maybe on some cases yes, or maybe on some cases no, because as you see youth, so like if when they go into the politics, first this is like this is power, because when you go into the politics, when you join any kind of political party, the first thing is the power. And they, most of the, like the youths I have seen, like 90% of the youths, they only misuse their power, but 10% remaining, they obviously do very good to like the development of India, which we need actually. You know, like the youths are the backbone of India. So
But what if they treat politics as a business? What if they treat politics as a startup? So they put their creative ideas into the betterment of the entire party. So will it be helpful?
yeah, then it would be helpful, because when you as I mentioned earlier, when you see business as from the behind, like for example, let's see, like politics is behind the curtain thing, and when you see business on the front foot, when you play business from the front foot, from the mind of politics, then you do wonders in this field, because it's all about the decision and all, and it's all about how you treat people. So business is all about that, how you attract people.
Well, that's a nice conversation with you, Aman. One more thing I'd like to ask you, for our audience, if you are somebody who is like standing there for the party in the party campaign, what will be your manifesto for your class?
Okay, that's a great question. I would say that I would like for example, if I stand as a youth politician or whatever for my class, so I first of all I would decrease the attendance to 60%, because I because I myself suffer a lot. So obviously my classmates would also suffer for that thing.
Okay.
And this maybe like for example, for now, for some kind of issues, we have to go to the different kind of offices for different kind of problems. So I can decrease that thing. I could take burden on myself. That's what a good politician do. So I could take burden on myself, not very a lot, but that much I can take, so that it would be helpful for them. But for that, as you have mentioned, the class members should have vote me for that, so then only I have to.
Please vote, Aman, guys.
Yeah, you guys have to vote me for that, then only I would be the politicians of yours.
Okay. Well, that being said, I hope that you do good in your life, be it business, be it politics. And with this, we come to the end of our episode. It was nice talking to you, Aman, and I hope our audience would also like this episode. So if you are somebody who's into politics or business, Aman is the best person to take advice.
Thank you, Veer.
And yeah, that's the end of this podcast. Do subscribe us and share this episode to somebody who's into politics or business. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.